Hey guys, my name is Zediac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the Cuban edition, where last episode, guys, we finally got our first cargo train lines entering the cities. We set up Pina del Rio, we replaced the vehicle routes and finally took advantage of the cargo routes, or the cargo lines in the middle, and we're now delivering the tropical fruit and the food all the way here. Now, we also set up a few additional things. We are now delivering more tobacco to the cigar factory, but it is going to bring its own issues very, very soon. Now, before we jump into it, guys, just to say, if you are enjoying this series so far, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. But we're going to be exporting to a brand new country in today's episode. We're already going to Mexico, and in the distance, Jamaica's over there. We're exporting over there right now. But today we're officially going to start exporting all the way up into the big USA. Miami, baby! They want cigars. Now, the big issue that I was talking about was we are trying to get tobacco over here delivered to produce more cigars. Now, we're not going to be delivering that much, and if I'm being quite honest right now, this line is losing vast amounts of cash. And that's because the cigar factory is not demanding much tobacco at the moment, and that's because we don't have enough consumers of the cigars. So you can see we got a load stored, but we're not really producing that much, which is why we need to export these cigars all the way to the USA. If I can add an extra consumer onto it, the factory will level up a few times, demand more tobacco, this line that I've set up will make more money, we have free farms feeding it, beautiful. But that's not the only issue. To get a ship from here all the way to the USA is such a long journey, as you can see. We are guaranteed to lose money on this shipping route. But if we can plan this correctly, we could potentially bring back fuel and machines. And do you want to know why that is such a big thing? Because some of our cities like San Cristobal needs machines. Havana needs fuel. And it's something that we can drop off at the port and then train all the way in. The only issue is, though, they've got to go around the long way, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. Now, the way to produce machines means you need steel and planks. I luckily have steel and planks here. This is going to be the most complex system ever, and I'm all here for it. So like I said, guys, smash that like button down below. But we'll start with small little stages first anyway. We'll keep it real simple. Now, I need to get more consumers for this cigar factory. We're delivering the cigars down to the port anyway. So all I've got to do is build a harbour in the USA and deliver the cigars to Miami. Now, I'm going to set up the port where it integrates with these industrial areas here anyway, and then we'll vehicle a cargo line in to deliver the cigars anyway. So that's how we're going to work it. So what we'll do is we'll start with a beautiful little cargo hub here, which I'm hoping this is going to be close enough. If not, we'll have to play around to integrate itself to the industries. So if I now, what we're saying, should I just build a road going across here? Yeah. And just hope it is able to get this far to connect, right? So does that port touch them? It does. Okay, perfect. So now I will reconfigure it ever so slightly. So delete you. And in cargo, we're going to go for the big boys, okay? We're going to go for the big boys. And what I'll do is we'll try. I'm trying to get this. Hold on. What I'll do first, actually, is I'll place down more main buildings. And I'll go for quite a big port because I can feel like we're going to have a lot of stuff going on here. I'll probably still play around with it anyway. Right, I'm trying to get this to align. So if I went one there, one there, one there. Oh, actually, I've got one too many buildings, haven't I? Yeah. Right, what's the best way to kind of align? Oh, there we go. Bam, bam, well, bam. Okay, that works out perfectly. We'll do one there, we'll do one there, we'll do one there, and then delete what I don't want, which is all of those. So landings then, we'll set up one here, one there, one here, one there, one here, one there. Simplistic, boys. Quite a big little setup there, but that should do us just fine. So this is just to give us the ease then of delivering the goods. Now, we won't have the ability to deliver until we set up a vehicle run. So we'll build a truck stop here. We'll go quite big, quite long, maximize our efficiency, and drop you there. Simple. Then we're going to need a truck unload stop here. We're not going to do anything else here, so we just need to unload the goods, which if I just dropped it here in the center, or do I build a truck unload stop? I'm not too sure what the best method will be to go about doing this. I could place it there, but I don't think it really matters. We'll do, because this is cigars to begin with, we'll centralize the cigar supply and the cigar drop-off area. So I'm going to place that just there. Right, I need to sort the road out then. We need a road connection. So we'll bring this. Now, what's the speed of this? This is 30. I could do this at 60 is probably the better one to go with. So bring you out, and I think, do I make it connect to that? What is the speed limit of that? That's 50, 60. Okay, we'll bring this out a little bit more. We'll bring this down. And at some point, they need to meet in the middle to form a beautiful connection. Right, new line. There to there. And we'll make sure we utilize all the kind of the hub, the platforms, whatever you want to call it, to maximize it all. And this will be our this will be our Miami cigars. That's all it needs to be called. So we'll quickly set up, and I'm only going to put one vehicle in now just to minimize the expenses. So road depot. One sole cargo vehicle, just so it's enough to say we have the connection. Right, we have that connection, boys, and it registers that we can deliver cigars all the way over to the United States of America. So that will lose money for the foreseeable future. Okay, it really, really will. But that's set up anyway, so that I can technically create a new route from there to here, which the game has to now think about the routing. It's completely froze the game at this point. Any minute now, boys. It will update. There we go. No, yeah, there we go. It's such a long-winded route, that is, isn't it? But I'll worry about the efficiency at a later date. We'll worry about the efficiency at some point in the future. So USA. Oh, this is the USA. We're going to call it the cigar export. USA cigar export. There we go. If I can even spell correctly. Very simple. Hopefully, very simple. And we'll make sure that we utilize all of the landings and all of the stops. Right, that one had 6. Is that true? Oh yeah, 2, 4, 6. Yes, it is true. So all I now need to do is buy a singular ship, which my finger's over there. So I'll buy these now. I'll just buy one ship to begin with. So we're going to go for what we've currently got. And we'll just get it all rocking and rolling. So USA cigar export. There we go. So that's all done. Now, this will understand that there is a new consumer. So it will now start producing for it. This shipment number will instantly start going up. And then the building should level up instantly. How many levels? I don't know. So that's now going to level up. Once it does, it will now produce more cigars and in turn demand more tobacco, which we're pretty much maxed out here, but this has still got room to supply. But these should be more efficient as well then moving forward. They really should be. So what will be the limit to this upgrade? Again, I don't know. We're going to need quite a few ships because of the distance to increase the rate. But this is all just the beginning. Now, what could I eventually do in the future to make it efficient? Well, if we stuck with that port and those ships, I could... I mean, would I build Cuba's very own version of the Panama Canal to cut through? That could be pretty good. Or I could train it all to a closer harbor, like maybe in Havana, which is such a short distance, or over here in Mat, or over here, such a short distance. But that will be creating a lot more trains that I don't need. But then again, I do like the idea of building the Panama Canal in Cuba. That would be kind of hilarious, right? Oh, Guantanamo wants tropical fruit again? I'm sure we've seen that last episode. So this is about to level up now. Any moment. It's now just leveled up. And it's going for another level up. So we're going to get a minimum of 2 upgrades instantly to this industry, which is perfect. So these will eventually start supplying more tobacco, and these trains will eventually become a little bit more filled up. Right, this is great news. This is great news, which means the tobacco train will have more supply, and it will also bring more cigars back at the same time. Wait, that's a... Wait, what train are you? You are... Oh, Pino del Rio Tobacco. Pino del Rio Tobacco. That's our cigar train there, isn't it? Yes. So that the finances on that right now should actually technically be a little bit bigger as we're able now to transport more tobacco cigars. So I want to know if this is going to level up again to a 3rd upgrade on top of what we've currently got. I'm not too sure. I think we've kind of maxed out. I don't think it will go for a 4th one yet. Not until we're demanding more from the USA, maybe. We'll see. But this upgrade's about to come in. No. So we've done 2 upgrades based on that. So that's interesting, boys. That is interesting. So that will now work. We'll get, obviously, consistent cigars delivered to the USA. You can see that number right there. But that will very, very quickly become super overloaded. Now, let me find where the USA boat is. Where is it? Is it you? Mexico, 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 Mexico. Oh, is it going? Oh, it's already traveling to the US first. Right, okay. So I'll duplicate another one. And if I can do enough that we're evenly spaced out, we should have like a consistent delivery. But it's all dependent. I think every so often we'll add in a new boat is what we'll do. I'll make this one actually go that way first. So that's going to go to the port first to pick up cigars. But I'll duplicate another one to go that way. So we then have 3 on the line. Now, the other thing is, it's not just cigars that it could potentially take over. If eventually it could take over the planks and steel, right, they will get dropped off at the machines factory. And then if it can do that as well as cigars, it means then it can bring back machines. Because right now, it's just dropping off cigars, makes money that way, but it's completely empty coming back. So if I can make it also then bring machines back, then it's making money both ways. But like I said, it needs to then take steel and planks over with it as well as cigars. So that could be where we slightly struggle. Right, where is the USA boat? It's there on the way over right now. So I reckon if I duplicate 2 more, right, will I make one of them go to Cuba first? So, bam. Pino del Rio port, split those. We are separating, baby. We are separating right now. Right. It'll take a while before we see much of a difference. It really would. But we should now be sending more off. That train's already filled to the brim. We're getting a lot on the platform right now. This line, finally making profit. Right, very good. Very good. So we're going to leave that for a while then. There'll be a big wait before we see all this kind of taking advantage. Big wait right now. Big wait. So in the meantime then, I think we should get to the point where we are producing the planks and we are producing the steel. So this is going to be a big task right now to figure out how this is ultimately going to be worked. So back into play mode. I'm not too worried about speeding through. Oh, new vehicles. We got the Ford Model 77 truck with side stake. So obviously the planks need wood, which there is 2 wood lumber kind of forestries just over here. We need iron and coal ore, which the coal is just there and the iron is over here. Or I could use it from over there. It doesn't really matter. Is there any other coal nearby? Over there, which is a little bit far away. Oh, then again, there is coal over here, so that could be shipped over. Okay, so we got a couple of options. So if I can build a station that integrates both of these, I could have used this, but I don't know if that is going to be ideal enough. Unless I reposition these to benefit the station. That could be a possibility. And probably a good possibility for us if I just reposition the industries. So I'd probably need to redo all this line leading in to be able to access these, because I could do a separate line that kind of turns in and has a station there, but also could be the extension that leads up to over there. Right. This is going to be a big job. This is going to be a real big job, to which I'm now going to quickly manage the vehicles and duplicate 2 more. And grab one of them to go to Pina del Rio Port. Right, this is going to be a big ask. Okay. I think we've got this. I think we are going to have this right now. So what I'll do is I'll start with this station here, and I'm going to now duplicate another set of 2 tracks. Just like that. And of course, we'll drop in another set of platforms. Now, we've got to drop in. So we're picking up tobacco, which is 1 line. We've got a drop down timber, which is 1 line. We've got to drop down iron and coal, which is another 2 lines. And then we've got to deliver the planks and the steel to the harbour. So this is a lot of lines being thrown in right now into this system. So is 2 enough, or do I do another set of tracks just to kind of be on the safe side? And we have like the ability for them to access 6 platforms. So if there's a train there, there's always an additional one available for them to utilize. Now I'm going to set this up where... Right, I'm going to pause right now and do some deleting. I'm going to delete this to where it goes straight. I'm gonna also bulk this up as 4 lanes coming all the way in, because I feel like I need to redo this whole system here. Okay, so let me now just delete you back to there. I've got an idea. So the reason for going up and bulking up on 4 is because some don't need to be on certain sides. There's going to be a lot of trains traveling back and forward here. And then going in different directions, so I'm going to need the capacity. Also, it gives me a chance to redo this, which I am not happy with from the last episode. There doesn't need to be this many train tracks. There really doesn't. There really doesn't. So I could, in theory, have one that kind of goes this way, or I can make it come down and bend round. Again, that doesn't really matter. But I need a drop-off point. Because the wood train that delivers the planks could also pick up the planks and the timber to drop off there. So that train could be efficient and make money in both directions. Unless it comes to a point where it's like, it's a 2-to-1, 2-to-1. Yeah, it does. Yeah, we could do that. That's fine. So that train coming back would be, I need to ideally stop off here somewhere. It really would. So I could make it have a separate point. Would you merge in there and then turn that way? But is that then putting too many trains on the line? No, because I can use waypoints. Of course I can. No, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. So what I'm going to do with the train tracks anyway, so I'm going to bulk it up and I'm going to have another set of 2 on this side. And this will make sense in a minute because I'm going to have so many trains going back and forth. It will allow me to control them with the lines. And it will make absolute ease for us, okay? So we're going to have quite a bulked up system here. So bringing you down, bringing you in, like that. So we've got 2 coming in, and we're going to have this one run directly into there. So run that all the way around. Whereas we're going to have this one, and I think I might actually... Do I bring it to a certain point and then decide it needs to turn in? I think so, yeah, because that will allow me to play around with the double slip system. So my double slip system will actually then happen here and cross there, bam. So get all this in, bam, wha-bam, 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 and then it will allow me, I don't need to connect to these 2. I got to remind myself of that. I don't need to. So that's how that works. That's how it should have worked in the first place without that monstrosity I built previously. So delete that for a second and go back to the signals right now. So you're there and there. And then as we come to the double slip, we've got you there. And then obviously you would go there on that one. Now, does that put back my lines? It technically doesn't because I still need to merge in. Let me get rid of you, get rid of you. And let me extend these now going further down. Right, this will make sense in a minute of how I'm trying to accomplish this industrial line. So we need to get this to connect, and we do have the option that we can make it swing in to multiple areas. So we should be able to allow this to double slip. So yes, 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 yes. It doesn't need to do it there because it's already doing it. So that'll allow it to kind of switch over. Set up my signals real quick again. So there, there, there. And then coming back, there, and there. Right. Very good. Because that can literally utilize multiple ways to kind of get out if there's a train kind of waiting. But again, I can also redirect the routes and make it more efficient. So this then, I'm now going to redo this. Not redo it, sorry. Just add on to it. We're going to utilize you as a central point for one, you as a central point for the other. And we'll come out by 2. So all I've got to do is make these run into them, if it's possible. So if I brought it to there and then bent it round. Bring you to there and then bend you in. And then reconfigure to delete. And then we're going to do a 3 and a 3, if that makes sense. So, oh, actually, it feels a bit weird now, doesn't it? Because I could literally do it like this. I could do that, but then I could also do this. And it's my way of being able to kind of control it a little bit better. This is so weird now, right? Okay. What is it with me right now in these really, really sus systems that I'm implementing? But you get it, right? I'm able to kind of control it a little bit better than you would normally expect. Now, obviously, double slip in the center, depending on where they're coming from, should allow them to be able to switch and navigate this whole area a little bit easier. So you're coming out there, you can kind of go on that one, that one. Coming out this one, you kind of can't. So you kind of stuck on that variable. I don't think this is ugly. Why am I doing it like this? I will never know. I will honestly never know. So I got to divide it properly, okay? I got to divide it properly. So now this outer one here, right, boys? This is going to be set up nicely. I'm going to go back by another chunk. This here is going to be set up to go directly into there, and this will be utilized, right, for dropping off the timber and the iron ore, okay? Coal, I might do via vehicle because it's easier to get into. And then this next one here, if I splurged it around a little bit more. Oh, there's some tracks in the way there. There we go. And then if I chose to come off this like that and like that, you've got then the tobacco being picked up. You got the tobacco being picked up back and forth. I feel like either way, I'm just not going to be able to win. You know what I mean? Unless I do another set of 4. So I've got 2 of each. All right, scrap all this. The issue I've got is I've got multiple lines coming in and multiple lines come in different directions, which means multiple lines are going to crisscross. So if I just have like 4 on each platform, well, 4 platforms for each of the lines coming in, that will make a lot more sense. That's what I'm assuming. So if I have them aligned to this, and then we split them, that should then work. So train track wise, we bring you into there, and then obviously that one goes into there. All right, that's better. I think this works better. I might as well just go a little bit over the top for the ease of it all. So you go that way. Well, you go there. You go there. You go there. You go there. Bring you in. Same with you. Very nice. Very beautiful. And then we just sort out a... To be honest with you, I could just do like a really big double slip system here. Oops-a-daisy. I messed up again. Because that then kills 2 birds with 1 stone, and I can then kind of control what track they're going on to next. Yeah. That works. Okay, leave it as that. Leave it as that then. Let me just get my signals set up. So that will be there, and then that would go there. All right, very nice, very nice. I'll do another set just here. Pretty handy, boys. Right, there we go. So I haven't done anything different. I've just upgraded this main line system here. And now we can control things a little bit better. So the existing lines coming in, let's format those first before anything else. Let me just add in the last few signals. And I'm just going to add them there so I can use them to kind of pinpoint where we're currently going. Right, so I've got 2 cargo routes coming in through this right now. We've got our Pina del Rio food line, which is this line here. Now, this line at some point needs to cross over to get into that run there. So I think I allow them to cross over pretty soon, which I think will be handy. So from the sit-ins here, we'll get them to, and I'll utilize other station. I'll utilize this signal there. And that keeps them in this side of the tracks and then goes through. And on the way back, if I use this signal here, that keeps them on that line. Right. That should be pretty handy. That should be pretty handy. And then the other one, which is... actually goes all the way up to here, doesn't it? Let me grab it from over here. The tobacco line, manage the line. So coming from, which is south, that's north. So coming from the north, we of course want to add the station just to make sure that they do stick on this one. But coming back, you're on this one. So the only time that they crissy-crossy and merge is just here. Now, there's swings and roundabouts whether that's a good idea or not. I could choose to have them crisscross on this system here. Because I've got a double slip. Well, I technically got a double slip system there, but it's not a double slip system. Because it's only if you're coming down from this way. I don't know what's the right thing to do on that front. I really don't. But we'll leave it like that. Now, do I allow them in the south here to utilize all 4 platforms? Or do I just keep them sticking to 5 to 8? Oh no, it starts at 1 to 4 the opposite way around. Right, ignore me. So what are we considered as 1 to 4? I let them just stay on this side because they're on this side of the tracks. That could be a good possibility. That kind of controls it a little bit better. So back into play mode then. It doesn't really change much. Just makes things a little bit more efficient. Yeah, they've got a crisscross there. It is what it is. Unless I change this to come in this way into this platform. And change that on the outside. Oh! See, that then no longer needs them to crisscross. But, okay, big but, I will have another line coming through, but then again, it will be, okay, right, that's what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. Fast forward to get you out of here. Because that's the issue. The cross there, it's waiting, that train has to wait, this train now has to wait. Who are you in here? You're the tobacco line, so you've got to wait to then go through as well. See, big issue. Because they're utilizing the same line. Right, we'll edit this station. So to edit this station, I've now got to cause even more chaos. Get rid of you, and I've got to get rid of this all the way to the bend, because the bend is now changing. But this is what I've got to do. If I want to make this efficient and want to make this line that runs to the US actually work, these are the changes I have to make, unfortunately. They just are. Right, get rid of you. And then get rid of you. So what happens here then is, this becomes the platform there. And then I get 2 sets of tracks here. And I think that's all I actually need to do. So in reality, I probably could have kept that in, to be honest with you. That runs into there. That runs into to there. Whereas this then runs up into there. Like that. And then if I brought this out to about here. Okay, maybe not that far. Delete to there. For the bend. There we go. And of course, I've got to bend these in. And then do a little crisscross just here. So minimal changes needed. Apart from that there, I think. No, no, I don't think I need that there. But let me just change the lines around. So the Pinadario food line, because it's now completely messed up, that line. It comes into the sit-ins here, but it goes on 5 and 6. And that fixes that. The other issue now is this line. So where it comes into the sit-ins here, it has to utilize number 4 and 5, right? No? Huh? Oh, 4 and 3. Sorry. 4 and 3. Right, and that now I'm back to normal. Apart from one train has no path. Where are you? Oh yeah, because that technically can't get out. So if I was just to very quickly, because I think we're going to need these little connections here in just a minute. Like that. That fixes the train. Everything's now back to normal. But the main thing is, we have separated them 2 lines running simultaneously. Which hopefully has made things a lot better for us. Should do. It should be a little bit more efficient now, right? So where they originally crisscrossed here, I've now still used the signals to make them remain in their lanes. Okay, nothing changes apart from that. But now I need to get wood and iron ore from over here delivered down to there. So everything's now all in place. I've got to reposition those, obviously. And then I might need to do something around here. Because what I could also do now is I could also utilize this. If I made that an extra, like the same as this, I could have a bypassing line in the middle. And I can keep it all completely separate. Apart from the food. Ooh, okay, interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure which was the best way to kind of do it. So, let me see here first. Let me see where the road's going to be. The road's going to be about there. I'm trying to see where the best way to connect it would be. Just something like that. And then for this one, I'm trying to see where the edge of the building is. Or the forestry, the industrial area there. So I'm just going to build a station in the middle here. So building-wise, cargo. We're going to go... Well, we only need to do 1 track. I'm going to make it... Do I make it... How long do I make it? Not that long, I don't think. We'll go to about there. Yeah, we'll go about there. A little bit more over to the right because we have to kind of like modify this. And then we're going to incorporate this train station to have the bypass in the middle for what will be the ore trains that run through it to go further up. So there we go. Just like that. And then we get the cargo building on the other side. So I'm just going to mimic it. There's no point doing anything different. And we're going to create a road connection just there, which touches that. Perfect. And a road connection here. So that should touch both of the forestry areas, which is perfect for me. So I need this to kind of almost come down, round, and then bend in. Now, these are my issues, right? I need... the trains coming down here will be a wood train and an ore train. And it could share the same tracks as the food train, but then obviously at this point it continues separate from that in. But the wood train coming back is the train that brings back the steel as well. So do I want it on the other side here? We've already got the platforms there. I mean, it's another 2 trains we add onto that middle line. But then again, if I bring more food out of here to deliver to more cities, I need to keep that free. It's only technically now 2 more trains I'm going to add on. So let's actually connect to this, because then it means I haven't got to get rid of that building. But how would this work right now? Because I've got to somehow... Right, what I'll do is I'll delete them signals. And the edge of the building is just there. So from this point here... I'll bend like that. I think it's the right thing to do. So let me just get some signals now in place. Now this is such a short distance. I don't know whether a train waiting there coming off that side is going to back us up. So I'm going to try and make this switch be as small as possible. So I've made that be as small as possible to give us the most amount of room for a train waiting here. I mean, I could also move it up a bit. Maybe I do that when I know it's an issue. And then this is going to bend up and into there. That's coming down to there. So back into play mode now. We're all okay, right? Guantanamo wants more tropical fruit again, guys. Come on, boys. They're really demanding that tropical fruit right now. All right, that goes into there, and then we'll crisscross because it's an end station for at least one of the routes. All right, we'll go like that, and then we'll do some smoothie. Which is very difficult to do in the jungle. Because we're moving all kinds of trees and stuff. So let's just set up the wood route first, right? So if I picked up from here, which would be both platforms. And it's going to be a kind of a weird one now, this one, because it's also picking up steel and stuff. So I'll make it be like a beigey color. So this will pick up the wood and it will travel all the way. And we'll make it obviously come through here. Right. And does it stay on this line? That's a good point now. Was it going to stay on this line? Or where was it going to come in? Because I've got to bring in... This is the train that's going to drop off the wood and also bring the steel back. So I could make it use this side. Yeah, okay, we're going to make it... Okay, so go to here. Where it goes and starts on number 1. 2, 3, and 4. So we're using this. Doesn't switch any sides. Heads back. But on the way back... Okay. On the way back, it stops off here. Where it can utilize 3 and 4. And then make its way back. Because then it's bringing back planks. It's bringing back steel. So it'll pick one, whatever's free. Depending on the tobacco train coming back and forth. And that goes back in. Let me make it a little bit like of a darker color. Let's go for it. Actually, I'm going to go for a green so it's visually different. Makes a bit more sense. And this is the Pina Dao Rio. It is wood / planks / steel. That's what that line's doing. It's a little bit of everything right there. A little bit of everything. Now, I'm going to need a train yard somewhere along here. So let me get the buildings in real quick. And ideally, we need to do it... Oh, actually, I can pull it out of here, can't I? So I technically have... I've still got to reposition these, by the way. Otherwise, it makes no sense. I'm going to go with the 3.5 and then cargo. Let me go by capacity. I need the flat car with side stakes. What's the lightest U? So carries the planks to... carries the wood to produce planks, but also brings back the steel once we do start producing steel. So I'll do a 120 capacity and I'll pull it on that line. But it's not going to work until we've repositioned these. So steel plant and the plank plant as well. So I'm going to reposition these bad boys. So we'll add on to the... Okay. We've lost the ability to build onto the side. Right, that's fine. As long as I get that to there. We can then bring a road running down the side here. If I pick a spot somewhere about... Well, actually, I can make that stick out a bit more. And then industry, we need the plank. So spin jitsu this right round. Oh, hang on. Where's the steel one? Right, I put the steel here. And then we'll do the plank next. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. And that's now touching both. So that works. That now works. So technically, that's now dropping the planks on the thing, which is working. Trains are waiting. Which is great to see. Everyone's taking their time. Everyone's doing the right thing. There is the train here to pick... did it pick up any logs? Not yet. That's coming in for the first time right now. Right, this is great. This is working. This is going great. So steel and planks are all in. So all I've now got to do is extend that line to having a station all the way up here. So get the road in just there. And let me just fine tune that. Something like that. Miami now. Oh! Miami now wants alcohol and machines. Wait, hold on. It still wants what it wants, right? Yeah. Wait, that's crazy. Because obviously, that gives us another city to export alcohol to. Oh my goodness me. We might need to build the canal. That could be so cool, couldn't it? That could be so good. Hold on. Does Mexico also wants alcohol as well? Right, anyway. I'm getting sidetracked. So I just need a train with a platform. Guantanamo obviously wants more tropical fruit again, guys. Come on. Come on right now. What's going on? Right, I might go for the really, really long platform here. And then we need to extend this. So there is going to be some tunnels involved, I think. Obviously bringing that all the way through. And then extending this all the way around. Because we have multiple trains. Obviously, we've got the back and forth system on the go. So signals, throw you in. Right there. There we go. I'm going to put one just there. And then obviously we've got you there. And I'll do one there and there. Right. Very good. That's now all in. So I can theoretically run my ore line. So new line. Bam. Bam. You can only use one platform there, but on this one, we get it to utilize 8 to 5. So it's on this side. And if I make it orange, where does it come in? So it comes in there, and it utilizes this, but then it switches there. So on the way back, if I use... Sorry, no. If I'm there, if I use there, and on the way back, just hard code it, it's going to switch here and then go down unless I make it switch over here. So I could get rid of you, get rid of you, and we pick... So from the halt... Wait, which is which? Yeah, the halt's that way. On the way back. There we go. So it switches there instead. Off it goes through. So very complex, very complicated, but that's trying to be as fair as I can. So again, I'm going to buy the 3.5 again because it's my, you know, placeholder. It's my kind of, you know, marker point to what I should be utilizing. And then gondolas. So this is the lighter one. We'll do a 120 capacity on you as well. And line 1, which I've yet to rename. Pina. Del. Rio. Iron ore. Easy enough, right? Easy enough. We got loads of new vehicles just being unlocked as well, by the way. So that's good to see. Right, there's that train now making its way through. So obviously we've got lots of signals now involved, so they'll take their time. And it's the fairest way to do it. Everyone gets a chance to do what they're going to do. And I think it's the most efficient way with this current setup. With how the trains are stopping. Some stuff is taking some stuff elsewhere and all that jazz. Right, iron ore is now there. So that comes through there, beautiful. Bypasses that station, the iron ore. It should bypass this station, right? It does. So it uses the bypassing train tracks off its skedaddles. And I think there's one more signal that needs to be put just there. So I can have the trains coming through the bypass with relative ease. Should be pretty good. So that is now producing the planks, which we're loading up that train right there. And then obviously it will eventually start producing steel once it's got the coal coming in. Now the coal's a different question. The coal, I could in theory use a train. There's nothing stopping me. Right? There is nothing stopping me because if I make it use the same set of tracks that iron ore's doing, I could implement a bend here to kind of come out and then go up this way and then merge over to there. But it's such a short distance from there to there, it probably wouldn't be profitable unless I bought them, for example, over here, all the way down. And it would have to kind of go around to come in. That could be a possibility. Or do I just bring it over via vehicle? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get 4 more ships. Okay. And the first 2 are going to Pina del Rio. And then the other 2 are going straight to the USA. So I don't know if Miami has even had a delivery. Yes, okay, definitely had a delivery. So we are officially exporting cigars to Mexico. Sorry, not Mexico, to the USA, sorry. That one vehicle right now, we'll keep it one vehicle until we've got like a solid, consistent delivery. But do you think we need to build the Panama Canal in Cuba? Somewhere around here to shorten the distance? Because it would be a good idea to also, we could ship alcohol up as well. I like the idea of the Panama Canal just because of the aesthetics and just seeing it actually be happening. But obviously I could all train it over and build a harbour over this side, which is even more efficient. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the canal just for the visuals. That's the only reason why. In reality, it's the only reason why. Now, we probably need more food being delivered here, so I might see if I can just edit these trains. I don't know if I've unlocked new gondolas since. I haven't. So I'm going to add additional 4 carriages on between the 2 trains, so 2 each. It's just a little bit more, not much more. It's just a little bit more to kind of give us that little boost. That is the ore train right now running down. So all these vehicles and trains are going to be making money for the first time. So what lines are losing money now? So we know the ore line's going to be losing money because it hasn't delivered yet. The Pinar del Rio fruit line's actually losing money. Oh my god, how long's that been losing cash? We understand the cigar line and the USA export line will be losing money. Oh no, Pinar del fruit is now making money. So we'll see. I suppose it all depends on when we drop off. Oh, hold on, is the Pinar del Rio fruit? Ooh, right. It is a really, really short distance and there's not really that much on the platform. I think it might be a case of this will be the perfect chance to maybe change the engine. So the engine is obviously steam. It is the 3.5, which if I do running costs, the 3.5 falls under here, which is 600,000. So if I can reduce the 600,000 cost, if I go for the 10-wheeler, that dramatically reduces our running costs while still maintaining a profit. It's not really pulling that much. And it is still super speedy. So for now, that'll be fine. That'll be fine for now. The iron ore line needs some time to kind of get into the swing of things. So give that a moment. The fruit line should make money. The US export is now obviously not making money, but we understand that. It's all dependent on how consistent the drop-offs are going to be. So I think we can be pretty happy with everything else. We'll just kind of give it a little bit of a waiting period. Yes. Very good, boys. Very good. Everything seems to be going pretty well so far. Pretty well so far. So we need consistent deliveries to keep producing food over here. Otherwise, this line will just never be profitable. I mean, I could add another train onto it. I really could. But we'll see. We shall see. Last thing I'm now going to do is manage the vehicle. Another 4 on top of it. And another 4 on top of it. Right, there we go. So you're being redirected. You're being redirected. You're being redirected. Oh, wait. Will these already go into Pinar del Rio? Yeah, okay. No, I'll do one more. Right, leave it as that. That is a lot more ships on that system. Right, so what am I now missing then? Well, we're missing the ability to actually hold on. Yeah, we're missing the ability to get the iron ore, the coal delivered here. And I don't think we've seen any... Oh, there we go. The planks are now coming in. So the planks are now getting placed on the harbour and the planks will eventually be delivered. So we haven't seen a delivery come in for the planks just yet. But soon. For now, we'll end it here, guys. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.